Hi, my name is Christina McGrath from SwellFit Living, and today I have an awesome practice for you, and it's all about strength. So it's about building strength not only with your body and with your quads and your ankles and your feet and your upper body, but it's also about building strength with your heart and with your respiratory system, and also invigorating the digestive system and the respiratory system and circulatory system. So we've got all that combined together to bring you a nice little flow, and I hope you enjoy. So we're going to get through a flowing sequence, and I want you to concentrate. So yoga is just a little bit different than stretching, where we're going to have your breath involved, and I want you to think about your breath during the practice. So what we're going to start actually doing is you're just going to kind of just jog in place, allow everything to kind of release and relax on the upper body, but just kind of get the legs moving, and then faster, 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 and then come to a comfortable position where your feet are about hip width apart. I want you to bring your hands to heart center and just close your eyes. And hopefully that heated you up just a little bit, enough that you can actually see where your breath is. And what I mean by see is actually feel it coming in and out through the body. So the connection with the breath and the movement is going to be essential for your practice today. It's going to allow you to gain more focus. It's going to allow you to gain more power throughout the poses, throughout the warriors that we're going to be doing today. So this practice is all about building strength, building heat, and also flowing. So again, you're just standing there with your eyes closed. Bring those toes up. Keep the eyes closed. So every time we have the eyes closed, the awareness becomes internal, specifically on different parts of the body. So we're going to be engaging those quads. The thumbs are touching the sternum, the shoulder blades are rolling back and down. You can bring those toes down, nice long spine, your Tadasana, your mountain pose, your foundation. You can open those eyes now, and then inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips coming up, and the palms are towards each other. And then bring the palms so they're straight forward. And then I want you to fist and then extend those fingers. Fist, extend, fist, extend, fist, extend, fist, extend. All the time, you're kind of like pumping your fists. I want you to pull in the lower belly and have those ribs come in. So fist, extend, fist, extend. So just building a little bit of heat in the forearms, a little bit of heat in the body. Keep doing this. Extend those fingers. Another nice deep breath. And then coming all the way down, allowing those hands to come down, and give yourselves a little bit of a twist out. So you can touch those kidneys as you come back. You can look back towards those heels. And then just nice little twist. And then you're going to come to the front of the mat. Bring your feet so they're hip width apart. So that means two fists width apart, bringing those shoulder blades back and down, engaging those quads. So every time you have those quads engaged, your hamstrings can release and relax, and it helps to protect them as well. Fingertips to touch, thumbs at the sternum. Bring those toes down, and let's start with some nice sun salutations. We're going to do 5. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch. Exhale, swan dive, fold all the way forward. Nice flat back, pull that belly in, all the way down. You can have nice soft knees to start with if you'd like. Inhale to a flat back, hands just underneath the knees, or fingertips to touch. And then coming into high plank. So walking yourself back into high plank, bringing those hands as wide as the mat, bringing those heels back, bringing the lower belly in, crown of the head forward. You're going to come forward on those toes, either down to those knees or all the way down to the belly. Tops of the feet come to the ground, cobra. Shoulder blades back and down, opening up the heart and the chest. Great for the lungs. And then downward dog, either coming through the knees or up right into plank, back into downward dog. Hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Bringing those feet hip width apart, inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back again, engaging those quads so you don't overstretch those hamstrings. Exhaling, folding back forward, bending the knees, high plank. Collarbone coming forward, lower belly in, coming forward on those toes, coming all the way down to the belly, tops of the feet come to the ground, shoulder blades back and down, cobra, Bhujangasana, and then downward dog. So you can pull in through the belly if you want kind of more of a challenge. Pull in through the belly, tops of the feet flip over as you come back into your downward dog. Downward dog, your hands are a little bit wider than your shoulders. feet hip width apart, and then stepping or hopping to the front of the mat. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. Inhaling those arms all the way up. Exhaling, coming all the way down, nice flat back, engaging the quads, bending the knees if it's too much on the hamstrings, inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank, coming all the way back, really stretching out through the crown of the head, all the way through the heels, coming forward on those toes, all the way down to the belly, elbows in, shoulder blades back and down, cobra. Downward dog. You can pull in or come through the knees and then all the way back down onto the feet. And then hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Bringing those feet hip width apart, inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. I always like to have the feet hip width apart, especially if you're a runner, because having the feet together really pulls in the IT bands and you really want to be able to have those nice and balanced and stretched. Shoulder blades back and down. Let's inhale those arms all the way up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. A little bit more challenge this time. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. We're going to come into chaturanga. So this is an option either on your knees or simply in plank. So coming forward on those toes, you can come down to the knees. Elbows are going to come in and you're just going to come to a hover and then upward dog or cobra. Maybe a little bit higher, downward dog. Hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. You should be starting to get a little bit warm here. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. Coming forward and then coming down to a hover. You want to make sure the shoulders are above the elbows. And then upward dog or cobra. So the tops of the knees are on the ground, the tops of the feet are on the ground, and the elbows are nice and bent. Or you can have those arms straight into up dog. And then downward dog on the exhale. And then hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch. So this is your own sun salutation, whatever variation you'd like to take for this one. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. Here's a challenge version, coming forward, coming into chaturanga or all the way down to the belly. Upward dog or cobra. And then downward dog. And then hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, and hands to heart center. And then coming into a sequence, and we're going to be building on it as well. So we'll be building strength and power here. The things you want to think about are engaging the quads, but having the upper body nice and soft. So empowering strength and flexibility and grace. Inhaling those arms up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. Coming down, chaturanga or all the way down, upward dog or cobra. And then downward dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. We're going to raise that right leg up, straight as you'd like. And then bring that knee into the chest. And then bringing that leg back up. And then bringing that knee into that right elbow. And then back up. And then bringing that knee into that left elbow. Nice strong core, and then back up. And then bringing that leg forward in between those hands. Bringing the back heel to the ground, inhaling those arms up, coming into Virabhadrasana 1. Nice deep bend with that front knee. Back leg nice and straight, foot out to a 45-degree angle. Bringing those hands up, shoulder blades back and down. Lower belly in, taking another nice deep breath here. Opening up into warrior 2. So back foot's going to spin, so it's parallel with the back of that mat. Front knee is going to come towards your toes, so it's going to come open. This is a hip opener. And then coming low into this, looking over that front hand. Tailbone coming down, looking over the middle finger. Nice soft shoulders, another nice deep breath here. And then coming all the way down, coming through your vinyasa. Your sequence of poses or right to downward dog. So coming into your chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Another nice deep breath. And then bringing that left leg up straight and strong behind you. Bringing the knee forward towards the chest, knee to the nose, and back up. And then bringing that knee over to that left elbow, and up, and over to the right elbow. And up, lower belly in. And then bringing that leg forward. Bringing that back heel to the ground, 45-degree angle. Both heels lined up in this one. Let's inhale those arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. Most of the time in this pose, the feet can be on railroad tracks, which mean they're apart. But since we're just flowing into it, we're going to keep those heels nice and lined up. Shoulder blades back and down, tailbone down. Ribs tucking in, another breath. And then opening up into warrior 2. So bringing that knee so it's coming towards those toes, and then bringing that hand straight out. Back leg straight, and then the back foot is parallel with the back of that mat, looking forward. Nice deep bend here. So empowering or bringing power into the lower body, into the quads, lower belly in. Sides of the body nice and long, looking over that front hand, middle finger. Looking down, just making sure that knee is coming towards those toes. Another breath here. And then coming all the way down, coming through your vinyasa or right to downward dog. Upward dog, coming into downward dog. Taking a nice deep breath, and then hopping or stepping to the front of your mat. Inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. Inhaling those arms up. We're going to sit back into chair. So sitting back, awkward chair. You're going to bring all the weight into the heels. I want you to look down and see if you can pick up those toes. Bring those hands to heart center. Sitting back a little bit further. Another nice deep breath. And we're going to rock all the way back onto the back into chair with our arms up. So bringing those arms up, and then you're going to rock all the way back, and then all the way back into chair. And then back. Do this 2 more times. And then forward chair. 1 last time. Don't worry if you need to bring yourself up with your hands. Not a problem. Another breath. Engaging those quads. And let's bring those hands all the way down. Bring those ribs to those quads. So you should feel your quads heating up here. Taking another breath. Let's bring those arms behind, opening up the heart and the chest, and then extending those legs and extending those arms forward. So bring the shoulders away from the ears and bring those hands forward towards me. And again, seeing where that breath is. Breathing in and out through the nose. Engaging the quads. You don't want to overstretch those hamstrings. Engaging the quads or softening those knees. Taking another breath here. And then bringing those hands all the way down. And we're going to step back into plank. So before we go any further with any other flows, we're going to come in and we're going to strengthen the upper body. So you're going to come forward onto the knees to start with. Bring the hands so they're just underneath the shoulders, and the crown of the head is coming forward, the tailbone's down. So you don't want the tailbone up like you're in cat or cow. So it's all the way forward. You can keep the toes curled under and bring the feet so they're about hip width apart. And coming into some tricep push-ups, we're going to do 5. So to start with, you can just come down, elbows are nice and close, and back up. Good, down. And back up. Make sure the shoulders stay above the elbows, so 90 degree. And back up. 2 more, lower belly in. And back up. And last one. And back up. And then coming back, downward dog. Bringing those hands down on the ground, and then coming back through those legs. And then let's walk forward, standing forward fold. Bringing those feet hip width apart, looking towards those knees, bringing those hands forward. We're going to come down, the heels can pop up, and you're going to come into a toe stand. So bringing those hands to heart center, shoulder blades back and down, and make sure those heels are up. And then I want you just to bounce. And seeing if you can get just a little bit of stability in those ankles. So good for the legs, so good for the ankles. And then bring those hands forward, extend those legs. Heels come to the ground, look towards the knees. And then forward, coming into your squat, looking forward towards me, bending the knees all the way. The heels can pop off the ground, or they can stay on the ground if your hamstrings or your calves are really stretched out. Extending those legs. Inhaling, looking forward. Exhaling, extending. Again, building heat. Looking forward, bending, squat, and extending. And last one, bending and extending. And then inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, and hands to heart center. And now let's come to the front of the mat if you're not there already. Shoulder blades back and down. One more nice long flow. So inhaling those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. Coming forward in those toes, coming into chaturanga, or all the way down to the belly, upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Let's bring that right leg up straight and strong behind you. This time we're gonna bend the knee, open up the hip, and then look towards those hands, bring that foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1, we already did, so back heel comes to the ground, inhaling those arms up, and then opening up warrior 2. A little bit wider with that stance, looking over that back foot, front knee coming forward, flipping that front palm over and reaching back, peaceful warrior. Back into warrior 2. And then side angle. You're gonna bring that hand to the inside of that foot, arm long and across, palm facing down. Looking up, sink those hips down. Another breath. Challenge, binding. You can bring that hand behind, open up the heart and the chest, looking up. And then straightening out that leg, bringing that hand down. So first bring it all the way up to underneath that knee, making sure those hips are stacked on top of each other, and then bring that left arm straight up. Trikonasana, if that feels good, you can bring that hand down. You can even bring it to the outside of the foot. Another breath here. Bringing that hand down. You're gonna bring that, pop that back heel up, and just pause here for a second in crescent lunge. Bringing those hands down, coming through your vinyasa or right to downward dog. Upward dog and downward dog. Nice deep breath. And then bringing that left leg up and then bending that knee, opening up that hip. Looking forward towards those hands, bringing that foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1. Back heel comes to the ground, inhaling those arms up. Warrior 1. Nice, strong, straight back leg. Looking up just slightly, opening up, warrior 2. Back foot comes to parallel with the back of that mat. Front knee coming forward again. This is so good for the tracking of the knee, especially in running. So you want that knee to come out and it opens up that hip. Looking over that front hand. Flipping that front palm over and reaching back, peaceful warrior. And then back into warrior 2. And then into side angle, bringing that hand to the inside of that foot, arm long and across, palm facing down. So you have a nice straight line from the tips of the fingers all the way to the side of the foot. You can look up, breathing in and out through the nose. If you'd like, you can bind here, bringing that hand behind, opening up the heart and the chest towards the sky. Another breath. And then straightening out that front leg. Again, you're gonna bring that hand just underneath that knee and then bring that right arm to the sky. Looking up towards that top hand. I would say like both cheeks against the wall. So you're really trying to line up the shoulder blades, both sides of the body. So you're open. So that's why you're so high on that leg. If you do feel open with those hips, you can always come down. But you wanna avoid coming forward with that chest. Looking up towards that top hand, this strengthens and invigorates the neck, especially if you've slept wrong. And then bringing those hands down, coming into your crescent lunge, giving yourself a nice big stretch through that hip flexor. So this may not seem like much, but bring that heel back and you should be able to feel a nice big stretch in that calf. Again, if you're working on strengthening the legs, here's the little tip, or you're working on strengthening the feet, bring that heel so it's straight up. So when you're coming into any kind of crescent position, if you're strengthening the foot and the arch, heel straight up instead of back. Back is more for the calf. Hands to the ground, coming through your vinyasa or right to downward dog. High plank, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. And then hopping or stepping to the middle of the mat, bending those knees and slowly rolling all the way up to standing. So a lot of times on the mat, we don't push ourselves enough. It's kind of our safe zone, which is great. But I want to challenge you in these poses of balance. One, to create balance, but two, to come to a point where you are tipping or you're falling over, because it's at that point, and we know as athletes and runners, if we don't get in that kind of place of uncomfort or imbalance, we really don't stretch our boundaries. So I invite you to try this in dancer. Rolling those shoulder blades back and down, engaging both of those quads. You're going to bring that weight onto that left foot and bring that right leg up. So coming into a simple quad stretch. You can bring that hand to heart center. So you're holding on to the outside first to start with. Now I want you to keep that leg up and then bring that thumb facing up into the inside of that leg. So it's just like you were hitchhiking, and then bringing those knees together. Finding a focus, it's called a drishti. So finding a focus, simply straightforward, something that's not moving, is going to allow yourself your balance, or allow yourself to achieve balance. Taking another breath, engaging both legs, and you're going to press the top of the foot into the hand and come forward. At this point, you can bring that arm up. So pressing the top of the foot into the hand and come up. Pressing the foot into the hand and coming up. Doesn't matter how high you are. Pressing the foot into the hand, coming up. Pressing the foot into the hand, coming up. And then even bringing that hand down and giving yourself a nice big stretch through that leg. That might not be possible. You might be falling out. That's totally fine. Taking another breath here. And then bringing that leg down, bending those knees, and slowly rolling all the way up. So that might be another nice one to try with a stool or a chair in front of you. So you have something to put your hand on to reach your leg up higher. Rolling those shoulder blades back and down. Interestingly enough, different on both legs. So what we're going to do, same thing, we're just going to give yourself a nice simple quadricep stretch. Looking forward. That drishti, that focus is so important. It's almost like in a race, focusing on that end line. You can bring that hand to heart center. And then again, thumb facing up. Bringing that hand to the inside. Nice engagement of that right quad. And then you can bring that arm up. And you're going to press the top of that left foot into the hand and come up. Press the top of the foot into the hand and come up. Press the top of the foot into the hand and come up. Press and come up. Press and come up. Press and come up. Press and fall. Engage, engage, engage. If you want, grab a hold of something, the floor, a chair, and then press, press, press. Challenge, challenge, challenge. And then bending both knees and then slowly coming all the way up. Bringing those arms all the way up, fingertips to touch, hands to heart center. Bringing those feet hip width apart. And let's inhale those arms all the way up. Exhaling, coming all the way down. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhaling, high plank. Bring those legs, bringing that chin forward, lower belly in, pausing, and then coming all the way down into the belly, tops of the feet, shoulder blades back and down, cobra, and then coming back into child's pose. Bringing those knees apart, those toes together, and then just sinking back into those hips, bringing those hands forward, bring those palms facing up, opening up that space in between the shoulder blades, breathing in and out through the nose. Another nice deep breath here. And then you're going to come all the way forward in the belly. And we're actually going to do Shavasana on the belly today. So make yourself a little bit of a pillow with those hands, neck nice and long, legs out so they're just about hip width apart. And just allowing everything to release and relax. If it's more comfortable for you to have your hands out to the side and palms facing up, feel free to do that. And again, just allowing everything to release and relax forward. You can breathe in and out through the nose. If it's more comfortable to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, please feel free. Otherwise, just allowing yourself to release and relax here, allowing the hips to relax. Even you can move the hips from side to side a little bit. Taking a few more breaths, allowing everything to settle. Allowing the breath to settle, allowing the body to settle, allowing the stress to leave the body, bringing yourself into a state, homeostasis again, from where you can come onto or into your next adventure with full energy, vitality. And then just bring those hands just underneath the shoulders and then sit back on the heels. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can just sit any way you'd like. And then just bring those hands to heart center, rolling those shoulder blades back and down. And thanking yourself for your practice, building a little bit of strength, especially in the core and the movement and in the breath. This really helps to invigorate the lungs. It helps with the breath. It also helps with the heart. We did a lot of sun salutations, which help with the circulatory system. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much.